Hello and welcome. My name's Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind The Country Chic Cottage. Today we're going to talk about sublimation on Slate. So Slate sublimation blanks are some of my favorite to sublimate on. They're actually not that hard to do once you know my tips and tricks in this video, and they make amazing gift ideas. Like, they're super impressive once they're done. And you can do everything from a size of a small slate coaster all the way up to bigger slate objects that even come with a display stand for you to stand them up. This is a great way to take those photos and turn them into handmade gift ideas with your sublimation printer. These are a very long press time. I'm going to use my Caesar heat press in this video, but I actually did this one on my auto press. I just didn't film it for this video, so I have done it on both of those presses. I personally would not do these with the easy press, just because, I mean, you're talking the small one a 4-minute press time up to the larger one a 9-minute press time, and they're medium pressure. So that's a long time to press down with your easy press. Now, can you try it? Absolutely. The sublimation slate blanks are not cheap, which is why I recommend watching this video for my tips and tricks. So experiment at your own risk, of course, but you can definitely give those a try with an easy press. Now let's take a look at the supplies we're going to use. The supplies you're going to need are as follows. You will need sublimation print. So this is sublimation ink in a sublimation printer printed on sublimation paper, heat resistant gloves, heat tape, protective paper, a lint roller, your slate blanks. A lot of them come with these little plastic feet so you can sit them up and display them. And then you will need a green pad. So the green pad helps distribute the heat evenly on something like slate that might not be an even surface. Plus, if you've ever sublimated on slate before and had your paper stick to the slate surface, it's because you did not use a green pad. So the green pad is highly recommended, and it needs to be a size that is larger, about 1 inch all the way around your slate. Speaking of things that need to be larger than your slate, your image also needs to be larger than your slate. So you'll notice on the slate that there will be some white areas that are way around the outside. Those can kind of get some color from the sublimation print, but if you make it smaller than the white area, you can definitely tell in your finished project. So I try to make my prints way oversized so that I have plenty of excess room and don't get my print off. So you will want to clean the slate well, add it to your sublimation print, and I'm going to do both of these at the same time. And as you can see, this slate does come in a wide variety of shapes and sizes, so you can just get the one that works best for the photo you have in mind or for the space you have in mind. So I'm just going to add this one to here, and you can see there's plenty of photo left around the outside edge. And then we just want to add heat resistant tape and tape this down really well to the paper. So we don't want this to move at all as we're sublimating, so I do use quite a bit of tape. When you put this in the heat press, you want to put protective paper on the bottom, the slate with the sublimation print side up, then more protective paper, and that heat conductive green mat over the top. And then we're going to press these. Now these are a very long press time. Look at the instructions for each of these. But say for this big slate, I'm going to be pressing it at 400 degrees for 9 minutes. So you will want your heat resistant gloves when these are done, and put them on a heat resistant mat. So let's head to the press and start pressing. You can allow these to cool down before you remove the paper, or you can remove it while it's warm. And there you can see my photo on the slate. I'll go ahead and remove it from this other one. This smaller one was 400 degrees for 4 minutes, so do remember to check the time for the piece of slate that you purchase. So let's take a closer look at the finished product. I did want you to note that sometimes around these jagged edges, it sublimates well and other times it does not. So it may look a little shadowed around the edges. That's just the nature of the slate itself and is not a defect at all. So that is just the way it will look once it's done sublimating. I did press this one to the limit of my heat press, so this is about as wide as that particular heat press would go. I have done these on my auto press as well and they worked fine. But because it was to the limit of the heat press, I feel like I maybe didn't get a good enough press just right in this area here. You might want to stay a little bit in. So this is 11.7 and my heat press is 12. So you might want to stay a little bit further in from your press. This one, again, you can see the white edges, and it really just depends on the piece you're pressing, how much of that white you will have. So you can see on this one, a lot of the white sublimated, and it actually looks a little bit better. Now, I was talking about making your print oversized to accommodate around the edges. And this is why. If you'll see just a little bit of white here, my print was too small, or I got it just a little bit off, and there is a white line here at the bottom. Now it's just a little bit, but you can see it. So always make your print oversized for these to accommodate for like the rough, jagged edges. Remember, if the sublimation print sticks to your slate at all, you can scrub it off. However, it's probably because you don't have that green pad. If you get any rough areas or areas that stick with the green pad, just kind of rub those off. I never have that problem. Like, these are completely fine. Just remove the paper and I'm done. Hope you enjoyed this. A roundup of my tips and tricks. First is to make that print oversized so it hangs off the edges. Second, most important tip is to use that grain conductive pad. Now, I have a super large grain conductive pad, and that way I can use it over and over again for projects. They are expensive, but I've used mine many, many times. I always make sure to put protective paper between my sublimation print and my green protective pad so I don't get any ink on the pad itself, so it will last a really long time. So I use it over and over again for odd blanks like this. I've used it for ceramic, like tiles, just anything where the surface is uneven. It's a great way to level out that heat and also keep your sublimation print from sticking to some of these really odd sublimation blanks. And other than that, just follow the direction for the sublimation print. Like I said, the time and temperatures will vary depending on where you purchase, so always take a look at where you purchase. Now, I am gonna link to the blanks that I like in the description below, as well as all the supplies I used. If you're on computer, click show more. If you're on mobile, click the arrow to expand the description or swipe up on the video depending on how you're watching. There you'll find a list of supplies linked that you can easily purchase to make any of these cute sublimation slate projects. Plus there are other slate blanks as well. So if you don't like the square or the rectangle, there are other shapes. So you might just be hooked after you see how many different shapes there are and how much variety that you can actually do with slate sublimation. So if you have any questions about anything we've covered, drop down in the comment section, ask away. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.